Today's topic is quite interesting because we're talking about the dynamics of dating in modern society.
Woocha.
You know how, like, right now I can date somebody in China right now? Do you know I could do that? Because technology has made it so simple to communicate with anybody everywhere. Even like 10 years ago when it was Facebook, I had this cute Nigerian boyfriend that I had never met. We just used to talk on Facebook with my Katululu, but it was still technology
At work.
connecting people across nations, across countries. Like your small boyfriend in America, you can now holler at him and join his pension fees right here in Kenya. You don't have to go so far. You can now, while you're in Nairobi right here, talk to a man in Germany and tell him, send me plane ticket. I also want to come there and enjoy myself. So technology has really made it easier, and that's the only prop I'd give it. It's very easy for me to connect with not just the boys in my village, but also beyond. Like I could have, I'm thinking of a country, Canadian boyfriend right now if I wanted to.
Equatorial Guinea.
Equatorial Guinea.
Scandinavia.
Sweden.
Iceland.
Exactly. I could date those people if I wanted to, okay? Because my face card don't decline. Only my real card do. Yeah.
I think when they taught us in social studies that one day the world will be one global village, and you'd be like, in the distant future, look at us now living in the global village. Like, honestly, it's crazy. But another thing that is causing a lot of issues, including the one that we just spoke about initially, which is Alma and Gift musician story, is the change in roles of gender, okay? Like back in the day, it would be a man would never get in the kitchen to cook, a man would never do the dishes, a man kazi yake ni anaenda kazi, anarudi, anashikilia newspaper, anangoja sapa kama ako mbele ya TV. The children are not to sit on his seat. Gizzard inakuliwa only by the man, the first person to eat is the man before everybody else. Kiti yake mtu akiguza shida. Hata wageni wakiingia wanaambiwa hiyo kiti is a no-go zone. Don't sit on it.
My dad once told a visitor to get up.
Imagine. And it was very normal. And it was very normal. And the visitor would feel very embarrassed and even apologize.
I'm so sorry. I
am so sorry. Yes, they would even apologize because it was such a normal thing to have men have these very particular roles in the relationship. Like your mother, kazi yake ni my king. Oh, what can I do for you? Kazi yake ni kuamka asubuhi 5 o'clock, making sure. Unakumbuka when you had to have hot water in the karai as soon as your husband arrives from work? Now hot water early in the morning for your husband to get ready to go to work. Those were things that were normal. Like people would live that life and it would be absolutely normal. But now women started getting into work, women started getting into actual employment. Women went to school, so now they have the option to know how to count money. As in someone won't just tell you this will be enough, or I will go to the supermarket or the shop to buy because you won't know how to count money. Hautajua change ni ngapi, Like women now can count their own money. They can go to shops and do whatever the hell they want. Even if they don't want to, they can shop online. Like yesterday, I went to the supermarket and there's this one guy. I eavesdrop a lot, guys. Been daku. So I don't know what I was paying for, and I heard this man on the next aisle saying, "Hi, I've come for vouchers." It was at the supermarket. He's like, "Hi, I want to pay for a voucher," and then the cashier is like, "How much are you paying for your voucher?" He said 120,000, and in my mind, I looked behind, because I'm like, what? I looked behind and I saw, okay, makes sense. Because this man's job is making sure there is food in the house and he doesn't want to be disturbed when he's in the middle of something. So amewekea voucher. Mukiingia shopping, mshop mpaka mmalize. Hiyo ni shughuli yenu. Mimi nishaweka pesa. And again, I was just like, my mind blown because how society has changed, Like online shopping is a thing now. men don't need to do anything. Anaweza tu keti chini. Like, many men have even remained bachelors for a long time because the things that you used to supposedly want from a woman, and that's a mentality also that needs to shift. Like, the things you would want from a woman, you can easily get on your own. You can get deliveries done to your house. You can hire a chef. Nowadays they have chefs, they come and cook, meal prep for you for the whole week. You're done. You can have a cleaning lady coming in every 2 days to come and clean and, you know, tidy up your house, and you're done. Like, you can live autonomously without the help of another person. But in the same way, women have that ability to now go to work. You don't have to stay in the house and do nothing. You can wake up, create your own, job. Now you don't need a man for you to go to the bank. There was a time you wouldn't travel without a husband. Like, you had to have a person, a male figure, to be able to travel, like to be outside. But now it's very different, you know? So honestly, gender roles and change in gender roles is what you're seeing being a huge conflict. In fact, the Alma and Gift story is a perfect example of that, you know? Maybe he thought the gender changes, maybe he thought the gender roles have evolved in their relationship and she can take care of it, but she's still stuck on the man should provide. Very conflicting perspectives. So gender roles have changed completely.
Yeah, but you know, as much as I do appreciate how far we've come, you know, with modern society and dating, the one thing that I just do not like is the need for instant gratification.
Girl.
Because I remember there was a time when y'all would court, like a man would court you, like he would get to know you, he would get to know your family, he would take it slow, like y'all would go on dates, multiple dates, get to know each other, and then he would ask for your hand in marriage. As in, there was just a process into getting a wife, into getting a lifelong partner. But these days, Wanjiro, umekuwa talking stage ngapi this year? You know, we're coming to the end of the year. How many talking stages have you experienced? And if there are more than 3, that is a problem. Even if it was more than 1, that's also a problem, because, you know, there's just a need for things to go quickly. Like, you've been dating for a month, you're like, we've not done this, we've not done this. But it's just pressure from what we've been consuming as a society. It doesn't need to go that way. You could take it slow, but not too slow, because if it's too slow, then you're stupid. As in, it's too much. It's just a lot to consume right now.
Yeah, and even with instant gratification, it's the I want what I want when I want it, and I want it now. We talk about this all the time. I have a friend who we will talk the next day, and she's like, at 11 a.m., at 12 midnight, I wanted cake, and I got it delivered to my house. I have a friend, yeah? I have a friend. And I'm just like, girl, why are you up at midnight looking for cake? You know? Tury, Tury is the friend. My point is, like, you can just be chilling in your house and you're like, at 3 a.m. in the morning, you decide, do you know what I want? I want to order for a dress from Shein. I want to order for something from Jumia, and you will get it. It will be delivered right to your doorstep. You're chilling, you're like, you know what, you guys, let's have drinks. Just go on your phone, 2 seconds, 10 minutes later. I think there was a time we were ordering drinks at my house, and that guy came to the house so fast. We're like, wait, what? Did we? What? Kwani ulikuwa nje ya mlango? Because we just hit send. 3 minutes later, the man is at our house. We're like, wait a minute. This is giving. No, that was way too fast. But you're like, are you sure this is my order? You know, it is just that instant gratification of what I want it now, right? No longer do you have to go and look for a magazine like Playboy. Now, it's all on your phone. So make sure you also have those. I think that one is just a discipline thing, you know. Just decide what makes sense. And honestly, there is never enough money for the kind of gratifications that there are in the world right now. It's crazy. Moving on, I think in the same beat of instant gratification is consent and the conversations around consent. Like, we've sometimes we've gotten to the point where we're talking to someone and someone is telling us something and you're like, hang on, you did what? When? They were asleep? Did you ask? Like, what? We've gotten to the point where we're having conversations about sexual assault in marriages. Like a wife saying they were sexually assaulted by their husband, and everyone is like, wait, what? That's a thing? Yes, it's a thing. There has to be consent given, not just for invasion of my body or pleasuring yourself with someone's body, but for other things. For example, you've started a company with someone, and here you are, confused about the terms and conditions. You have to, like, it's a partnership. You have to find ways where you agree before decisions are made, you know? Communication and consent, and communication of consent, and communication during consent, even communication after consent. Like, you know, if you are doing what you're doing and the person is like, no, and you're already doing it, just say, no, please stop. You need to stop, because they've said they've not given you consent. That can be criminal. Point is, dating has become such a minefield simply because some people find it hard to understand just gratification and the meaning of no. It's not hard, but people are making it look like it's this massive thing. Just ask, you will get an answer. But also that conflicting point where it's like, you don't have to ask me all the time, you know, like I also want you to like initiate. It's a very tricky bit, so that's why communications comes into play. Talk about it, have those gray areas made black or white. It's just that easy.
Yeah, and lastly, I feel like the biggest milestone has been acknowledging mental health and acknowledging the need to address some of these issues. Because not even less than 50 years ago, like a woman, you know, experiencing depression would be called hysterical.
Yep.
They're experiencing the hysterics, and they'd go to a doctor who would use a vibrator to calm their hysterics. Can you see how far we've come? Like,
did you hear the other
this
one?
Is actually accurate historical information. Like, they would just give you an orgasm and send you on your merry way.
Did you hear the other one? Apparently, that whole thing of witches and brooms, do you know where it came from? Apparently, women back in the day would grab brooms, add DMT to the tip of the broom, and basically self-pleasure. And men saw it and they were like, that's a witch. Because, like, you're in
sorcery.
You know, you're in the woods. Because, you know,
you cannot do it.
Why are you making these noises and shaking? Yep, it was that.
Okay.
Women were using, it was crazy. Like,
okay, there's us seeing historical baddies getting you some, but you know,
allegedly.
And even the resources available to deal with these issues. First of all, it's expensive to see like a physical therapist and to talk through your issues. It is, it costs a buck and a dime. But right now there's like AI for this kind of thing. Like, you could just talk to your AI and tell it what's bothering you, and they'll give you very sound advice. Sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. And even before all of this, like people who moonlight, I'm not going to call you prostitutes, but you know, they'd give testimonies about how some of these men don't even want to do the deed. They just want somebody to talk to them, somebody to download what's been going on with their day, somebody to just talk through, somebody to just listen as they're talking through and navigating life and doing all of these things. So that's a huge milestone for us. Yeah, it has come with its downfall, because modern society is not something that you should play around with. That's it. We have come from far, but at the same time, should we have come this far? Is all we're asking.
Right?
Yeah. Should we? I want to stay home, but also I want it to be my choice. Anyway.
Right? You know?
That has been our show. My name is Tury.
My name is Kathomi.
See you tomorrow.
Just give me a kiss. You can see it in my eyes, baby. I've been nervous. It's hard.